Hello everyone, I'm Metis Balaska and welcome to the stream. So, we are headed back to Fate's Stay Night today, and now the story is kicked off for real. We were killed. By Lancer, but we somehow stayed alive, and now something's happening in our very own home. Also, a little update. The people on my Discord already know this, but I had troubles paying off my Game Pass subscription. It wouldn't let me pay anymore, and I couldn't change the details of my card. And when I canceled my subscription, I couldn't re-add my card. So, for the time being, probably for the rest. For a good while now, Game Pass is a no-go for me. So, I put a game redeem. Hey, Jessica, welcome to the stream. How was your day? So, I have a game redeem. If you want to see me play a game, I'll figure out a day for me to play a certain game. You can either redeem points for it, or you can pay me the equivalent in bits to play it, and I'll try to work it in. So, without further ado, let us get to the game. The bell on the roof of the house rings. No matter what anyone says, this house is still a mage's house. A bounded field is set around it, and if there's ever an intruder in the area, an alarm rings. I'm good. You? A burglar at this hour? I berate myself for my own idiocy. Of course it's not a burglar. Given the timing, right after that weird incident, there's definitely an intruder. It's no burglar, it's an assassin. They're here to take a life, not property. Because that man said so himself. You saw what you saw, so you gotta die. The house is dead silent. At that same murderous intent I felt at school creeps closer through the hushed darkness. I gulp. A chill prickle like needles along my spine. It's no illusion and it's not my imagination. I know that the moment I leave this room, I'll be stabbed again. I desperately try to contain my scream. The instant I scream, the assassin will just leap right in and kill me. And that would just be a repeat of what happened before. I'm not prepared, and I'm not going to be impaled again. My breathing grows labored as soon as that thought crosses my mind. I'm mad. I'm mad at myself for being afraid, and I'm mad that I put myself in a situation where I'll easily lose my life after it was saved earlier the same damn day. I grip my teeth and hold my hand tight over my wounded chest to restrain myself. I need to get used to this. This is the second time. This is the second time I'm about to die. That alone motivates me not to die so pathetically as last time. Am I not a mage after all? And if I can't even defend myself from this, what were my 8 years of training for? Fine, bring it on. I'm not going to agonize over complicated things anymore. Right now, I just need to drive away whoever is here. I need to find a weapon. I may call myself a mage, but the only thing I can do is reinforce something that might work as a weapon. I need a weapon to fight. You need a weapon to fight, after all. There's plenty of things that might work as a weapon in the storehouse, but I'm not anywhere near there. If I leave the living room and get ambushed, I'm going to expose myself, and it'll be a repeat of what happened earlier. It won't be easy, but I've got to find a weapon here. Something long and thin would be good. My opponent's weapon of choice is a spear, so a knife would be all but useless. A wooden sword would be best, but I obviously don't have one just lying around. Something around here might be suitable as a weapon. Whoa, there's only the poster of Fujini left. I can't help but feel utterly dejected. But the desperation makes me all the more determined. The situation's so bad that it can't really get any worse. Then all that's left to do is to move forward until I have no energy left. Trace on. I speak my incantation and I inject magical energy into the rolled up 60-centimeter poster. I try to imbue as much magical energy as I possibly can, into the poster to solidify it, since it needs to work as a weapon and to go up against that spear. Composition, analyze. I focus my consciousness. Magical energy permeates the poster, as if I'm straining its fibers with my own blood. Composition, reinforce. I feel that I've hit at the end. Right before magical energy spreads out through the poster and spills out, I say, trace off. I cut off my connection with the poster, and I tremble with excitement. The poster is hard as steel, but its weight remains the same as before. It's turned out great for a hastily improvised sword. I did it. How long has it been since my strengthening magecraft succeeded? My magecraft hasn't worked ever since Kiritsugu died, and so for it to succeed at a time like this seems ironic. Either way, now I may be able to defend myself. I'm speaking English right now. I at least have some discipline in swordsmanship. I grip the poster in both hands and stand in the middle of the living room. If I stay here, I'm dead, but I don't think I can make it outside the mansion either. So I just need to head to the shed and make a stronger weapon there. Phew. Just as I start trying to hype myself up, every hair on my body stands on end. I'm not sure when he got in, but the guy drops from the ceiling straight towards me. What? Eh? A silvery flash strikes my head from above. I can only assume he came in through the ceiling, and he descends on me, meaning to skewer my head. Why, you? I roll forward in a frantic dodge. The man lands with inhuman grace as I clumsily roll out of the way. I stop myself quickly and get to my feet, makeshift sword at the ready. The guy turns lazily, looking bored. He shifts the spear to his other hand in a slow, fluid movement. I don't know why, but he doesn't seem as aggressive as he did at the school. Which might give me a chance. Which might give me a chance at escaping. Jessica, you are giving me warning signs right now, so I will let you know now. Any soliciting will be met with a ban. Which might give me a chance of escaping him.
まったく一日に同じ人間を二度殺す羽目になるとはな。いつになろうと人の世は血生臭いということか。
He is complaining to himself, like I'm not even here. I slowly retreat out of the room, back out of the room. Only 3 more meters until I reach the window. I'll run out. It's only 20 meters to the shed once I reach the yard. Then I should quickly... He said it almost absent-mindedly, like it was just an afterthought. Gah! Pain shoots up my right arm. It all happened in an instant. He thrusts his spear forward, not even giving me any time to react. I should have died for a second time right there. The makeshift sword in my hand spared me that fate. He probably thought I'd been holding a rolled-up paper. He struck as if I hadn't been holding anything at all, but the reinforced paper sword deflects the attack, so it only grazed my arm. His expression goes blank. His casual attitude from earlier vanishes entirely. He watches me now like a feral animal eyeing its prey. Crap, I was clearly wrong, thinking things would be okay. This thing before me is some kind of demon, unbound by logic. I keenly realized that letting my guard down even for a second was beyond ludicrous. Thanks for the follow. That's right. Desperate as things are, I should have just made it a break from the window right after whatever miracle let me dodge the strike from above. Okay, again, you are giving me warning signs. Again, if this is leading to some solicit, you will be banned. A follow will not stop that. Desperate as things are, I should have made a break for the window right after whatever miracle let me dodge his first strike from above. The end of his spear points towards me. I can't block that. There's no way I'll be able to block that swift attack. I could have at least braced myself if he had a sword, no matter how fast he might be with it. But he's holding a spear. A spear is a whole line, but a sword is a whole line, but a spear is only a point. How am I supposed to block a point when I can't even see how fast it moves? The man drops into a lower stance. In a flash, the spear swings in sideways. I instinctively parry the blow aimed at my face. It's a cyclone. I'm not sure how he's moving his spear in this small room, but it traces a beautiful arc without even touching the walls. Ah! The next swing comes from the opposite side, aiming at my torso. Ah! The force of the swing bends my makeshift sword as I try to parry. Monstrous. Is that a hammer he's swinging? Damn, the numbness in my arms is telling me that they might be broken. Why you? I instinctively swing my sword. He must be mocking me with the way he keeps flicking a spear at my sword without drawing back at all. Numbness creeps to my arm after going on the attack. My makeshift sword bends even more, and the man's spear changes trajectory slightly. He moves like this is just a game. Such confidence he'd been in letting me take a swing at him after he took a couple of shots at me. I wasted my one opportunity as nothing more than a stopgap. So he sees no point in continuing this. The man readies his spear again. Don't jump to conclusions. During that microscopic opening, say what you want, dumbass. I turn my back to look. I just sleep backwards through the window. My back shatters the window, and I roll out into the yard. I roll a few times, spring upwards, and I blindly make my next move. I twist my entire body and swing behind myself. I manage to bat the man's spear aside, and he hesitates just for an instant. I knew it. If I jumped out the window, he was going to have to chase after me. And he would catch up to me and go in for the kill before I had a chance to get up. So I expected his fatal blow and swung my sword to the side with all my might. It was a risky move. He'd have killed me if I'd been a second late, and I'd have been just as dead as I was if I was early too. But knowing the incredible gap in our skill, I figured there was no way I could have been early. I only know the only thing I had to do was get up as quickly as I could and parry the attack I knew would be coming at my back. The gamble pays off, and my swing deflects his spear. I quickly reposition myself. Now I just need to run to the shed while he's still confused. Oh shit. Huh? He's not holding the spear anymore, and he's right in front of me. He turns on the spot in a roundhouse kick. The scenery goes flying by. My chest goes numb where he kicked me. I can't breathe. The biggest surprise? I'm actually flying through the air. I've never thought a guy kicking me would send me into the air like a damn bull. I fall hard onto my back. I slam into a wall, the impact likely breaking my back, and slide down to the ground. I can't breathe. My vision blurs. By a stroke of luck, he'd thrown me into the shed I wanted to reach, and I lean against the wall, trying to rouse myself. I try to track the man through blurry eyes. He kicked me nearly 20 meters away. The guy picked his spear up and rushed straight at me. I'm going to die. There's nothing I can do now. He's going to reach me. If I don't want to die, I need to get up and parry his hit. The tip of the spear surges. I can't even look back at him. My body, on the verge of collapse, practically greets the spear. What dumb luck. My knees gave out and I can't hold myself up. The spear goes over my head and violently impales the shed's heavy door, pushing it open. Thanks, dude! And this is my last chance. If only I could get inside the shed. There should be something I can use as a weapon. I crawl into the shed on all fours. Just then, he launches the spear at me. Damn you! I block it. I opened up the rolled up poster to create a single-use shield. The impact makes a dull sound. The poster, unrolled, probably isn't as strong. It blocked the spear, but it tears apart, returning to a normal bit of paper. The spear's impact flings me against the wall. I fall on my butt and try to get my heart beating again after it feels like it's trying to quit on me. If I wanted my heart to break again, I would let him do it. But the moment I raise my head and try to grab something to use as a weapon, the man points a spear in front of my face. I can't do anything else now. His spear is pointed directly at my heart. I know this feeling. It's the scent of death assailing my nostrils, reminding me of the pain I felt a few hours ago. I don't hear the man's voice. My attention is focused on the weapon pointed at me. Obviously. The moment he thrusts, I'm dead. What else is there to think at this point? His arm jerks. I wasn't able to see his movements earlier, but now I see every last one in slow motion. There's a bolt of silvery light. The tip seems like it's being drawn towards my heart. Blood will gush from the wound in just a second. I know this feeling. That sensation of iron piercing my body. The taste of blood that will well up in my throat. The feeling of the world around me fading. I experienced all of it earlier today. And now I'm going to have to experience it again? Really? I don't understand. Why do I have to be the one who goes through this? This is bullshit. No, I can't die in vain in a place like this. I was saved. If I was saved, I can't just die like this. I need to live to fulfill my obligations. I won't be able to do that if I'm dead. The spear is still going to impale me, though. The tip will tear through my flesh, break my ribs, and bore into my heart. I'm mad. It shouldn't be so easy to kill people like this. I'm going to die, and it's bullshit. I'm going to die twice in a single goddamn day. Everything is fucking bullshit. I'm going to die, and I didn't even have the opportunity to be afraid of this whole goddamn mess. No way in hell I'm not going to let myself die senselessly to the likes of you. Eh? Eh is absolutely the right word for this moment. What? Like magic, a figure appears out of a bright light shining from behind me. I can't think. All I know is that the figure is a girl. I hear a high-pitched sound. In the moment that the figure appears, it pushes aside the spear pressed to my heart and steps between me and the man without missing a beat. He tries to regain his composure after his spear is pushed aside as the girl brandishes something in her hand. Sparks fly. Hard metal clashes and sparks fly again. The man stomps his foot after blocking the woman's attack. He must have realized he's at a disadvantage because he leaps out of the storehouse with bestial agility. She must intimidate him, but she quietly turns towards me. The wind is strong today. The clouds slide away and the moon shines through for a brief instant. The silver moonlight shines in the shed, illuminating the girl who appears like a knight. I'm speechless. And it's not because I'm confused by all the things that just happened. The girl before me is so astonishingly beautiful that I'm at a loss for words. The girl's eyes, like precious jewels, stare at me without emotion. And there we have the famous line. This is ironically one of the most iconic scenes in this game. In the whole friggin' series. Her voice sounds so valiant. Eh? Master? I can only repeat her words back at her. I don't understand what she's saying, nor do I know who she is. All I know is that the slender, delicate-looking girl is similar to the man outside. She says nothing, continuing to look at me in silence. I don't know how to describe her. She's special. So special that I forgot entirely about the man outside, even though he might attack at any moment. Time seems to have stopped. Even the fear of death that I had felt moments ago vanished, and there's only one, there is only the girl standing before me. It's the second time she speaks, and the moment I hear the word master and the name Saber echoes in my ears, pain shoots through my left hand. Saber summoned becomes Saber's master. It's hot, like being branded by an iron. I unconsciously press the back of my left hand. Taking that as a sign, the girl silently nods her beautiful head. What? Contract? For what? I'm still a mage in training, so I understand what those words mean. But the girl doesn't respond to my question. She simply looks away with the same grace she had shown when she nodded. She turned towards the shed's ruined door. Outside, the man readies his spear. She moves faster than expected. The girl in knight's armor leaps out of the shed without hesitation. What? I forget about the pain I feel, and I get up to follow her. She can't possibly go up against that guy. No matter how heavily armored she is, she's smaller than I am. Stop. The echoing clang drowns out my words. What? I can't believe what I'm seeing. My head really does go blank this time. Who the hell is she? The clash of swords echoes around me. The moon slips behind the clouds, and the yard grows dark once again. And within the darkness, sparks fly as steel strikes steel. Without saying a word, the spear-wielding man meets the girl who leaped from the shed. He parries his spear and knocks away his other successive attacks, driving him back with each attack. I can't believe it. This girl, Saber, is somehow overpowering the man. The battle has begun. What happened between that man and I earlier doesn't even count as a battle. A battle? That's a fight between two people, each able to kill each other. No matter the difference in ability, it can still be called a battle as long as both are able to kill each other. In that sense, these two are having a battle. The man attacks her, swinging his spear so quickly I can't even see his strikes. Somehow, she parries his every attack perfectly with something as she closes in on him. The man backs up slightly, clicking his tongue hatefully. He holds his spear vertically to ward off for attacks on his side. Yeah! For a moment, his spear glows. His attack almost looks like it caused an explosion. The man's spear sparks as if electrified every time whatever weapon the girl was wielding strikes it. The man and I both could tell what it is. It's furious magical energy, so dense it can actually be seen. Her attacks are charged with incredible amounts of magical energy. An unbelievable amount of magical energy crackles along her opponent's weapon every time they make contact. The sheer force of her attacks must be staggering. If the man's spear strikes are precise, like a sniper rifle, her blows must be like the overpowering blast of a shotgun. Each of the girl's attacks bathes in the yard in flickering light, and yet it's not. That's not what's overpowering the man. The man curses at the girl as he evades her unrelenting attacks. He doesn't respond other than to step up her attack with her invisible weapon. The man repeats, having hardly so much of a chance to counterattack. Her weapon is invisible. Without being able to determine the weapon's range, it'll be reckless to go in for an attack. That's the trouble with an invisible weapon. But she's definitely got something in her hand. I can't make out anything of its shape or length. Maybe it's transparent to begin with. No matter how many times sparks fly from it, I can never get a look at the weapon's profile. Parrying her strikes must be taking a lot out of the man. His movements aren't as sharp as they had been. It's the first sound the girl makes. She attacks all the more furiously. It's a merciless, unyielding dance of blades. The flying sparks remind me of a blacksmith striking iron. And the spear-wielding man continues to defend himself as he disapprovingly clicks his tongue. Honestly, I can't help but admire the man, even though he tried to kill me. He's able to defend himself from an invisible weapon, relying on the reading of the girl's swings and footwork. But that's all he can do. When an opponent is so completely on defense, the only thing you need to do is beat them down. The girl steps in closer and smashes down, striking with all her might. Seeing his chance, the man disappears. Or rather, he retreats back as if to disappear. The girl's swing cuts through the air and smashes into the ground, kicking up dust. Her massive swing, which seemed to be a fatal blow against the cornered spearman, proved easy to dodge. That bull, what the hell is she thinking? Even I could tell what happened, even at this distance. Her careful, precise attacks earlier may have worn the man down, but the tremendous swing meant to deal the finishing blow couldn't ever touch him. The relentless attacks must have put incredible strain on the man's body as he tried to defend himself. Yet he suppressed the pain and for a single moment to jump away. He knew that her last attack would determine the victor. The man jumps back several meters, then comes in and to strike once again at the moment his feet touch the ground. He jumps in a triangular pattern and leaps toward the girl as if revisiting his steps. The girl's sword is still embedded in the ground. It's a fatal opening. The red spear returns in less than a second. The girl twists her body around like a top, while her sword is still embedded in the ground. The whole thing happens in a matter of seconds. The man sees his mistake and he tries to correct, as the girl uses this brief moment to use her whole body to attack. Both the man and the girl seem unsatisfied, though. Both struck, intending to kill. Both survived. So everything leading to this moment was in vain. The two open and a bit of a distance between themselves. They both just stare at each other, and the strain the battle inflicted on them seems too much. The strain the battle inflicted on them seems too much. To be too much.
どうしたランサー？止まっていては僧兵の名が泣こう。そちらが来ないのなら私が行くが。
わざわざ死にに来るか。それは構わんが、その前に一つだけ聞かせろ。貴様の宝具、それは剣か？
He phrases his question so bluntly. He glares as if trying to look through her.
さあどうかな。旋風かもしれぬし、双剣かもしれぬ。いや、もしや弓かもしれんぞ、ランサ
ー。抜かせセイバー。
Somehow, this conversation seems to be amusing him. The man called Lancer briefly lowers his spear. It looks like as if he's saying he doesn't want to fight anymore. The girl seems puzzled by Lancer's move. But I know what the stance means. I remember the fight at school a few hours ago. It's a killer move that was supposed to have ended the battle.
ついでにもう一つ聞くがな。お互い初見だしよ。 ここらで分けって気はないか。悪い話じゃないだろ。そら、あそこでほうけているお前のマスターは使い物にならんし、俺のマスターとて姿を晒せねえ大ふぬけときた。ここはお互い万全の状態になるまで勝負を持ち越した方が好ましいんだが。
断る。あなたはここで倒れろ、ランサー。
そうかよ。たく、こっちはもともと様子見が目的だったんだぜ。サーバントが出たとあっちゃ長居する気はなかったんだが。
The air wavers. Their surroundings appear to distort. Lancer lowers his stance. A chill creeps into the air. The same thing happened earlier. Magic energy rumbles as it forms a vortex at the tip of the spear.
Hog.
The girl readies her weapon and glares at her enemy. I don't need to speak up. She knows very well how dangerous the enemy is. She is the one confronting him.
じゃあな、その心臓もらい受ける。
The beast kicks the ground. Lancer appears in front of the girl so quickly that he may as well have teleported. He takes his spear and aims at her feet. Even to me, it seems like a poor choice. I can't see any way an attack would be effective with a spear pointed at the front of her feet, at the ground in front of her feet. Apparently thinking the same, the girl leaps over the spear towards Lancer, intending to strike him down. But at that moment, his words alone radiate intense magical energy. The spear released from the blow angles toward the spear released from below angles towards the girl's heart. Her body hung in the air. The blow sends her flying in a wild arc, and she smashes heavily into the ground. She's bleeding. She had been unscathed until now, but her heart is pierced, and she is bleeding profusely.
いや、今のは因果の逆転か。
I'm just as bewildered, but watching from afar may have given me a better perspective on how bizarre the attack was. The spear had been aimed at her feet, I'm sure of that. But then it just changed direction, moving and stretching and impossibly to pierce the girl's heart. And yet the spear itself neither stretched nor changed direction. It seemed bizarrely as if the spear had been thrust into her chest from the beginning, almost naturally. It wasn't as simple as the spear changing its trajectory and piercing the heart. The spear didn't change course. It altered truth itself to make that happen. The moment he spoke those words and released his spear, the intent of piercing her heart had been realized. Essentially, his attack reversed cause and effect. The result of the attack piercing the victim's heart is predetermined, so the spear's trajectory is merely an afterthought to establish the fact. It's a demonic splinter that breaks through all defenses. The moment it determines the target, the spear pierces the heart every time it's used without exception. How can anyone defend against such a completely insane attack? No matter what effort the target makes to evade, the spear will always pierce their heart, which makes it fatal. An accursed spear that always pierces the opponent when used. However, the girl evades by a hairbreadth. The spear did penetrate her, but it didn't hit anything vital. Her actions in evading the spear seemed even more impossible than the spear itself. The moment the spear was thrust, the girl turned and in reverse direction, and with an incredible effort of will and strength, and she knew what was going to happen. She was either incredibly lucky or had just enough protection to dampen the spear's curse. Whatever it is, the girl managed to avoid the fatal blow, and so survives Lancer's ultimate attack. The girl tried to get her labored breath under control. Although she had been losing a lot of blood, blood had stopped seeping from her wound. Even the wound itself is closing up. So this is what a truly extraordinary person can do. She knew she wasn't normal, so she is more than outstanding. I knew she wasn't normal, but she is more than outstanding. In terms of her skill in fighting against Lancer, in terms of the incredible amount of magical energy used in every attack, her body recovered on its own. She is so obviously superior to Lancer. But that's only up until now. She may have healed even now, but her wounds are deep. She may be healing even now, but her wounds are deep. If Lancer attacks now, she won't be able to defend herself. And yet, even though he is at an overwhelming disadvantage, Lancer doesn't move. Overwhelming advantage. He audibly grinds his teeth, and he glares at the girl. His voice seems to rumble up from the ground itself. Lancer's expression darkens. His hostility dissipates, and he clicks his tongue in annoyance. The oppressive mood lightens. Lancer no longer seems to have an intent of attacking the wounded girl. He turns his back and he walks to the corner of the yard.
どちらかが消えるまでやり合うのがサーバントのセオリーだが、あいにくうちの雇い主は臆病者でな。槍が交わされたのなら帰ってこいなんて抜かしやがる。
逃げるのか、ランサー。
ああ、追ってくるのなら構わんぞセイバー。ただし、その時は決死の覚悟を抱いてこい。
He lightly bounces off the ground. It's a wonder how agile he can still be, but Lancer jumps effortlessly over the fence and disappears before anyone can stop him. The injured young girl turns and starts running in pursuit. You've got to be kidding me! I cross the yard as fast as I can. If I don't stop her, she'll go after him and maybe get herself killed. It turns out I don't need to chase her after all. She tries to jump over the wall, but the moment she crouches to jump, she doubles over and grabs her chest. I hurry over to check on her. Well, I intended to just approach and call out to her, but that went right out the window the moment I got near her. She is completely unbelievable. The shining silver armor she wears looks extremely heavy. The clothing she's wearing, dated as it is a bright, vivid blue. I've never seen in anything like it. No, her clothes are not what really enthralls me. She is absolutely beautiful. Her golden hair, illuminated by the moonlight, is extremely fine as spun gold. Her face is graceful with a trace of innocence, and her smooth white skin all but glows in the moonlight. I'm speechless. Her beauty completely takes my breath away. How'd this happen? Seeing a girl wounded in a fight made me absolutely furious. As I stand there gawking, the girl remains silent, her hand clamped over her chest. I managed to quit staring pretty quickly. She lifts her head and lets her hand fall from her chest, her pain seeming to have eased. She looks directly at me. I don't quite know how to respond to that gaze, but then I notice something. Your wound's gone? The spear missed her heart, but it did pierce her chest, but there's no outward sign of a wound. I heard there's a kind of healing magecraft, but she didn't seem to use anything like that. That must mean she can heal herself no matter how wounded she is. My mind switches gears. I shouldn't be gawking at her. This girl is unbelievable, and I absolutely should not let my guard down around her until I know who she is and what's going on. Who the hell are you? Saber? Servant? She says it so casually. There's a touch of contempt in her tone, but it remains mostly gentle, and hearing her voice makes my head go blank. What? Why the hell am I getting agitated? I see. That's a weird name. I cover my burning face with a hand and respond stupidly, but I honestly don't know what else to say. Besides, how else would she respond when I ask her what the hell she is? And it'd be rude for me not to respond. I'm Shiro. My name is Shiro Amiya, and I live here. There's something wrong with me. I'm saying the dumbest things. But well, she did give me her name. It's only polite that I give mine. I know I'm confused, but it's still important to remain rational no matter who I'm dealing with. The girl, Saber, just keeps watching me in my confusion. Just keeps watching me in my confusion, and she moves not an inch. Forget all that. That's not what I was asking. It's that. Eh?
しかし、それでもあなたは私のマスターです。契約を交わした以上、あなたを裏切りはしない。そのように警戒する必要はありません。
Crap. I hear her, but I couldn't be more lost. The only thing standing out to me is she keeps referring to me as Master. You've got it wrong. My name's not Master. The moment she said my name, I thought my face might actually burst into flames. Isn't it a bit more normal to call someone by their last name when you first meet? Well, it's normal for the Japanese. Wait, why would you choose to address me that? Ouch. A strange sensation tingles through my left hand. It's hot. There it is. The back of my hand is burning. A strange pattern appears on the back of my left hand, like a tattoo. What?
それは令状と呼ばれるものです、シロ。私たちサーバントを律する3つの命令権であり、マスターとしての命でもある。むやみな使用は避けるように。
On you?
シロ、傷の治療を。
Her tone is cold now. It seems she's not focused on me, but something elsewhere. Wait, are you asking me? Sorry, but I don't know how to use this complicated magecraft like that. But you're already healed anyway. Saber frowns. I feel like I've said something that disappoints her.
ではこのままで臨みます。自動修復は外面を覆っただけですが、あと一度の戦闘ならば支障はないでしょう。
One more battle? What do you mean?
外の敵は2人。この程度の重圧なら数秒で倒し得る相手です。
Saber leaps over the wall effortlessly. Just like Lancer, she makes it look easy. And now I'm just alone in the yard. Enemies outside. I realize what she means as soon as I say it. Wait, are you going to keep fighting? I move without thinking. I run as fast as I can towards the gate.